I am Chef Dom, and I am also a doctor.
Can you intro the video, please?
I did. Today, we are making an espresso rubbed pork loin with a dark chocolate mole. It's very much like Billie Jean.
She's not my lover. It's weird because I did have sex with that pork loin.
This one?
Yep.
We're going to show you how to do it. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. Hit the bell, please.
That's for the end. You don't tell them about the bell in the beginning.
We're doing a bell sandwich, beginning and end. Let's go.
This is painful.
Step one in our wild, extravagant Michael Jackson journey. Well, step one is to make the espresso rub that we have below, the recipes there. Put it on your loins the night before, at the very least 30 minutes before. So we have this nice marinated loin with our stoner espresso rub, which is delightful. We got a nice heated up cast iron. The rub is not infused, but it goes well with this oil that is infused. So look at this delicious hue of cannabis in this oil. We want this oil to heat up a little bit. We just want to brown it 2-3 minutes on each side. Preheat your oven to 375. Now, let's get in here. We want to cook this till the internal temp is like 145. That would be perfect. You know, we got 2 pounds of pork here. I think it's 1.7 pounds. So you're going to go in there for about, I would say, 23 minutes. And then we're going to shut the oven off and let it stay in there for maybe another 5 or 10, however long it takes to get to that last 5 degrees. But once you get it to 145 inside, rip it out of there and then let it rest. Take it out of this pan, put it on like a nice cookie, like a cookie drop, like a, what do they call those things? The cooling rack. Put it on a little cooling rack over a nice little pan. Don't let it sit out of the oven in this scorching hot skillet you put it in the oven with. Now we're gonna make our dark chocolate mole sauce. 3 ounces of Cadbury dark chocolate. I just want a nice chop of that. I was never a big Cadbury egg guy though, you know. There's other kind of eggs that I like. We don't need much of a chop, a nice broad chop. We just want it to melt nice. Get some infused oil in here, about 2 tablespoons, which is about 150 milligrams for us. We are seasoned professionals.
And we are quite high.
I think she's ready.
Get her in there.
We got a nice onion dice. We want to cook this for 5 to 7 minutes until it's nice and soft. I've got a mind like a steel trap and a mouth like a motorboat. A face like a motorbike.
Looks like a motorbike accident, maybe.
You get 5 to 7 minutes on these onions. You could use shallots if you prefer.
Wow, somebody's fancy.
Or French here.
I read Anthony Bourdain's book. Now I only use shallots.
I saw a photo of Mount Rushmore zoomed out, and it's so ugly. Ruined. It ruined such a beautiful land. We stole all this land, and now we're gonna desecrate it. It's just a bunch of swashbuckling types, you know? Do you know what a swashbuckler is? It could be a pirate. So the word swashbuckler, the word buckler means to hold a shield, and swash is the sound of a sword.
The sword.
Swashing about. So a swashbuckler is someone with a sword and a shield. Swashbuckling about. Got it. I'm so high. It just accentuates my point. I did not plan it, but I also have no point to accentuate it. I was like, wow, it's kismet. Our onions are nice and soft. I'm going to go in with we have some infused garlic confit here. And we have another blend, another little stoner blend of seasonings. Beautiful. Now you want to let this cook for only like a minute or 2. You don't want to burn the garlic. Fragrant. We are definitely feeling nice and fancy fragrant here. We're going to add just the rest of our ingredients. We're going chicken broth, raisins, 14 ounces of diced tomatoes, smooth peanut butter. Important to use smooth. I don't know why. Don't ask. I don't get paid enough to answer these questions. You could use some almond butter too, and our chopped chocolate. Want to get all this stuff nice and together. We're going to bring it to a simmer. And we're going to cook this for 20-30 minutes until it gets nice. And this has been cooking, simmering for about 25-30 minutes. Now we're going to go in with the immersion blender and just get it all nice and smooth. is like a fucking vortex of pain. Did emulsify it nicely. It is now filled with air. Nice thick sauce. Should resemble Shrek's swamp. That's what it should look like. Nice and thick. You can get it as smooth as you want. This is kind of perfect. Nice and chocolatey. Now we want to go in with some salt. We have not put in any yet. Go ahead. Some salt. You could do a little pep, but this is right on the edge of the spice that I want it to be. What good flavors. There's about 300 milligrams in here. You can plop in another tablespoon of some canna butter if you want. There's about 2 cups, I would say. So each tablespoon is only about 8 milligrams. So you can be as light or as liberal as you like. There's probably about 100 milligrams soaked into that pork loin. So probably cut it into 10 pieces or so. So there'll be 10 milligrams, and then we can add as much as we want. Lord knows we're gonna add quite a bit. You've done it, gang. We've done it. I need to try this piece here. Oh, the espresso. Oh, it's reminiscent. Reminiscent of what? I don't know. We're gonna cut this thing in nice, thick pieces. We got 100 milligrams in here. I'm gonna try to cut it into 10 pieces, maybe 8. Then we're gonna ladle some of our mole on top, and we are gonna have a hell of a time because we're gonna get to take a nap after we eat this. So we're gonna pile up this sauce. We've done it. We cut it in 10 pieces, just like we promised. 10 pieces, so 10 milligrams of loin. They're not even, so it could be 8, could be 12. We're just gonna call it 10. And then we've got this mole sauce. We've probably got an extra 10 milligrams or so of the sauce on. So each loin is 20 milligrams, but we got a little extra we could dip into if we want. My tummy's a little sensitive to the spice. So we'll see how we feel. Ev, the fat slut must come instead. We both are, don't worry.
If I'm fat slut, what slut are you?
The fatter one.
You look beautiful, I think.
Okay, don't lie to me.
I think you're beautiful inside, outside.
You're beautiful.
You smell a little bit. That what are we working with here?
It was.
I know.
Mmm.
What a little blend of flavor I'm feeling. A little dance of joy in my face hole.
Wow. Pork is nice and juicy.
Pork is tender. Pork is tender, very nice, moist. There's a little bit of heat in here, which I like. There's a sweetness.
Quite spiced.
Quite spiced. This is nicely spiced.
This is top end for me.
This is right in the sweet spot. This is, I think, right where you want it. You know it's there. It's part of the dish. It's not overpowering, though.
I can't do more than this. Any more than this. Anything more than really a pepperoni. And
this is good. The flavors in here are so complex.
The outside, it's a nice thick loin. And the flavor really carries. So we got a little flaky salt here, which I really love. Send in the nut spot! Wow. Great noises. Quality.
That is a flavorful loin. Very flavorful.
For the whole family of loins. Wait.
What's the flavor about?
There's 20 milligrams, I think, as sits. And you could always dip into here if you want to get a little...
Oh.
Very good.
Oh, chocolatey. A little peanut buttery.
I love a fair. On camera's gone away now. Oh man, this is so delicious. Pork loin is a staple. You know, if you're a mom or a dad just throwing this together, it's a really easy recipe. You're browning it, rubbing it, cooking it. This took us maybe 30 minutes all together to throw it in if you do it right.
Perfect weeknight meal.
It's lovely.
And it's infused.
If you haven't hit the bell yet, hit the bell. Subscribe to the bell. Wow. It's juicy. Really not letting it cook all the way with the oven on. Really keeps the meat nice and tender and juicy instead of dry. This is so good. You should make this. Make this loin. We made a ton of mole, so now that's going in the fridge, and it's going to be on every meal I eat for the next week and a half. And any unsuspecting guests that come over and try it are going to get stoned, which is great for us. So take your food into your own hands. Remember, there are protons, neutrons, electrons, and morons. Don't be one of them, or the last one of them. You'll be the other 3.
You pretty much have to be.
You got no other choice, but we can choose to not be the last one.
That's just science.
And you're here, so you're not one of those.
Science, though.
Only smart people are here now to come.
Yep, that's what everyone's thinking.
They to come here now to be smart. And we'll see you next week. We'll see them next week. Hit the bell. Try the
fucking bell.
Try the loin, hit the bell. He knows the bell. You know the bell. It's so spicy. They say the more spice you can handle is a direct correlation to the amount of testosterone you have in your body. So it's very, very, very telling that. Are you still rolling? You son of a bitch. My testosterone is fine, Mom.